Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Ultra 44622 Old Time Mortise Lock, skeleton key operated. That's what it looks like in its packaging. 2 knobs, lock body. This is the interior escutcheon that you're seeing with the thumb turn. The exterior escutcheon is buried below that. Strike, screw pack, and a spindle. Again, the 2 glass knobs. I've removed one from the package to give you a closer look. Start with the lock body. That's what the lock body looks like. This lock body that you're seeing is for a right-hand door. Okay. It will have to be reversed to be used for a left-hand door. And I'm going to show you that. As soon as I get my... Okay. Alright, so in order to reverse the hand, there's a single screw here that you'll remove. And you'll want to lay this flat on a work surface and hold this case down. Remove the screw all the way. Then the cover will come off, and you can hear that it snapped on me. Some pieces moved, which is not an issue because I've done this many times. Basically, the only thing that popped was that part. I'll hold it up to the camera so I can show you. So this part is spring loaded, and the only thing that came out was the hub for the spindle. We are missing a part that came out, and it's right here. This is the part that's for the thumb turn. It's used. It's placed like that. So the only thing that you really need to do to reverse the hand is to turn this assembly over. You can push that all the way through and out. Okay. The spring you'll need to put back in place, but you can, sorry, it's difficult showing you this. Put the latch bolt back in the opposite direction. Then you'll insert the spring back in and just seat it back to where it belongs. And then it works perfectly once again. Of course, I would replace this part that I've got removed here because otherwise it will just simply fall out. All right. When the thumb turn is turned, what you'll see is that it will throw the latch bolt like it has here. When you turn it back, it will unlock the latch bolt, snapping it in place. Again, this hub is under spring tension, so I'm not going to let it go, otherwise it'll pop out. But when you turn the knobs, this portion moves, and these wings, top and bottom, that you can see better here and here, when they're turned, this drawbar pulls the latch bolt back, is how it works. I'm going to put that down now so I can continue on. So we've reversed the lock body from a right hand to a left hand. Now let's take a look at the 2 knobs. You'll get 2 crystal knobs. Well, they're not crystal, of course, but they're just glass knobs. Brass colored. You're going to get the threaded spindle that you'll need, held on with the set screw that you can see, slotted set screw. You're going to get a strike plate for the frame. You're going to get a bag of screws. There should be at least 12 screws in here, I'd say. 4 for each escutcheon, 2 for the lock body, and then 2 more for the strike. There needs to be 12 screws in here. The outside escutcheon is here. Polished brass. The inside escutcheon is here. Same thing basically, except for the skeleton key cutout, there's a thumb turn, which is what drives the latch. The interesting aspect of this is that there's no skeleton key involved. There's no skeleton key included, I should say. So, if you were on the outside and the lock was locked from the inside with the thumb turn, you would need something to get in. And there's no skeleton key included in this. This lock is billed as being able to replace most locks that you see from the early 1900s, and in my experience, it looks like it's a very generic design. And while reusing doors that are literally, nearly 100 years old, you might have some patching to do on the doors. But nonetheless, if you have doors that are prepped for this sort of lock, it's a lot easier to contend with a little bit of fitting that you have to do rather than new doors. So this kind of lock is very attractive to a lot of people in that regard. The dimensions for this lock in terms of the lock case, and I'm just snapping the cover back on so I can take dimensions for you of the lock case. The lock body is billed at, well, at least the cutout that you need in the door is at 3.5 inches high by 3 inches deep. And I obviously that's not correct. And it's not correct because what I'm saying is, you're not going to cut out, you're going to cut out this portion for the body and then this for the faceplate. So you'll have to have, your prep will have to be, a little bit more than 3 inches deep. You have to accommodate the lock body itself. This body is indeed 3.5 tall. You could afford to make the lock case prep in the door a little bit larger than 3.5 because you've got some distance between there and the screw, because it'll be difficult to square these corners out inside the door as you insert it in. The escutcheon plates, 2.25 by 7. Let's check that out. Yeah, it looks like 2.25 tall, 7 inch tall. That's also correct. Strike plate. It's about 3 7/8 tall. Let's double check that. Yep, 3 7/8. And these locks are generally used for retrofit situations where you're replacing very old lock sets. I don't know that I would personally recommend new installations with locks like this, only because they're, not of, they're of standard quality, replacement sort of quality. So you might want to consider using something else if it's a new installation, unless you're going for the look. If you have any questions on the Ultra 44622 Old Time Mortise Lock or any other Ultra product, please feel free to give us a call. Thank you.